Hi class. So today we will look at how to install VS Code and the various code editors that are available for Python code editing. So of course there are numerous code editors these days. Some of them which I'm listing here are VS Code, which is the most famous, Sublime, Atom, Brackets. You can even use the simple notepad to code for Python programming. And of course there are some IDEs also. So what is an IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so IDE can be thought of like a very complex software that provides you with lots and lots of features. If you have heard Eclipse as an IDE, and if somebody has used it, you can understand what an IDE. In Python, you have few very famous IDE with PyCharm, Spider. There are many others. Jupyter is also being very widely used, though I would not say it's a complete IDE. It's just provides an interactive mode of execution, right? In the initial class, you saw that we were trying to execute our code on online compilers, but there are quite a few tedious things that happen when you execute online compilers, right? First, you require constant internet connection when you are online, right? And sometimes your code is so huge that editing it online may not be always feasible. Your code may spread across multiple files. So first and foremost, I although have a VS Code, let me just close this. Whether you are on Linux or Windows or Mac, please download VS Code. If you're comfortable with coding in any other language, I'm not forcing you to use Visual Studio Code, but please try to use VS Code. It's like the most famous programming editor for 2020, right? It is available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Okay, so depending whether you want a system installer or a user installer is enough, 32-bit or 64-bit, right? So as I have said, if you want to test whether your system is 32-bit or 64-bit, come to my computer, right click here, select properties, and check this system type. Mine is 64-bit. Okay, just download the setup, and the standard Windows installation is next, 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 and that's how it goes. Okay, so from the start menu, let me write VS Code, so I get the best match for it. Let me just start VS Code. So right, this is your window for VS Code. Okay, so the standard menu that it has, okay, that's all fine. So let us do one thing for the entire CS384 course. Let us do one thing. Let me close my existing codes. So from the file, there is an option, open folder. Okay, when you go to open folder, let's say you keep on desktop, let us create a folder called CS384, right? This folder is created. You can double click here, or you can select this option, select folder. Okay, so it's asking me to, okay, I had a previous file which was saved. So once you select the folder, you can see that, okay, CS384 is a folder being created. Okay, and here there are options, new file, new folder, refresh explorer, and collapse. Let us create a new file. Okay, when I create a new file, let me give a name, hello.py. Okay, the moment I create a hello.py, I see in the editor here is the file hello.py. Okay, let us write our code, print hello world. Okay, so I press Ctrl S, or you can come to file and click save, one and the same thing. Okay, so this is your first Python code written in VS Code. In the next tutorial, we will see how do we execute our code right from VS Code and other methods.